Oh, hey, look at this insanity. Right, I'm gonna pop this in higher and higher. Beep. Cool. I woke up this morning and I had messages from people wanting to apply for the Self-Belief Bootcamp. And it makes me so excited because I know that lives are gonna fucking change, bitches. I'm not gonna go easy on you, obviously, because that's not how I roll. And I think sometimes people are so used to, hey Kaylee, I think sometimes people are so used to signing up for these programs with mentors or whatever they've seen online, and maybe just they are disappointed or they don't show up for themselves and they don't do the work, and so they blame the mentor or what the fuck ever. Like I remember constantly, I never blamed anybody because it's just not really how I've ever rolled, I don't think. Certainly not in business anyway. And I would sign up for all of these courses. I did B school, and I always feel like I've taken something from them. I've always taken a something and learned something either about myself or about strategies or systems or whatever. But the way that I have really managed to build and grow my business, and whenever it's been in a space of rapid expansion, has been because I've stepped up to work with somebody at a higher level than I felt comfortable with. And that is just the truth. So I understand how fucking scary it can be to fully back yourself in that way. And one of the biggest things for me last year when I first invested with someone at a higher level was this idea that, and I've spoken about this before, but it was this idea that I wouldn't get my money's worth because I didn't truly believe that I would do the work that I would need to do in order to make the money back. Because I didn't believe in myself enough to actually step up and do the fucking work. That's what it was really about. And so I know that that can be a real issue for people when they think about investing. They can kind of, and they don't always necessarily see it, but for me, it was definitely that feeling of, fuck, if I pay X amount of money to this mentor, then that means I've got to make that money plus all my rent, all my payments on, bills, just living expenses. I've got to pay on top of that. How the fuck am I going to make that money when I've never made that much before in my life? And first thing I want to tell you is, well, if you want to raise your income and you want to raise your profile and your impact on the world, it has to start at some point. Like, you have to do something at some point. If you continue just doing exactly what you're doing right now and you don't make any stretch, you don't do, hey Liz, hey girl, Wonder Woman, and you don't make any kind of stretch or any kind of scary investment, whether that be time, energy, money, whatever, then you're never going to grow to the level that you really desire. Now, this isn't about saying that you have to spend money in order to, be something or prove something or show something. It's actually just about when you really feel called to something or to someone, knowing that if you fully back yourself and you step up and make the investment and do the fucking work, and if you trust that person and you know that they're going to hold you accountable, that can even be more scary. That can be even fucking scarier, because as much as we want growth and we want change, it also freaks the living fuck out of us, because we get so caught up in all the things that we're going to have to let go of or choose out of, and we forget to spend any time or energy building up what we want to step into. Hey girl, I've just seen your little yes. I've almost got a bicep. It's coming on. I can feel it. Yeah, so anyway, this wasn't meant to be a live stream about that kind of thing. It was actually more about, oh God, I can't remember what I've titled this live stream. Oh my God, typical me, typical. Wait there. I'm going to grab my laptop so that I can share it over in my groups. Anyway, I'm very much still in my running gear. I'm disgusting and sweaty. Hey Rob! I am gross, I am sweaty and disgusting. I haven't even washed my face yet, but I just got back from my run and I was like, I have to tell the people all of the things. So let me just share this over in my groups, and then I'll get my rant on, as is my wont. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it can be really fucking scary to think about fully backing yourself and like holding yourself accountable. And I know that because I've done it. But the difference is that I've actually done it, so I know what happens when you take that step and you do the fucking thing that you know you need to do. And I don't know why, but people get so fucked up over this idea of the financial investment. But if you're investing in something to grow and build your business, surely one of the reasons you're doing that is because you'd like to upscale your income. Surely that kind of goes without saying, right? So yeah, we'd all like to pretend that the money isn't even like a blip on the radar. But when you're starting out, when you're building your business and you've been stuck in a space of money being like a scary thing, it is a factor. And I think if we were to pretend that it wasn't, we'd just be lying, right? I know I certainly would. But if you are investing in something with a view to desiring to grow your income, then surely the initial investment is just like a risk that you take. And if you trust the person that you're investing in, which although you're investing in the mentor, you're actually investing in yourself. If you trust yourself, then you are only ever going to get the results that you desire, right? So I know for a fact that when people work with me one-to-one, I hold them highly accountable. I whoop their ass, I wipe their tears, metaphorically, through the screen. But I also didn't let anything slide. I didn't let any fucking thing slide, because I know how powerful it is when I work with mentors who don't let anything slide with me. When they call me on, when they hear something that I've said time and time again, where I'm holding onto a pattern or I'm repeating a pattern that's just not helpful to me. And so that's one of the things that I know is incredibly powerful on this growth journey. And it's also one of my superpowers, to spot your bullshit before you even know that it exists. So don't need to worry about that. So today when I was on my run, I was not even thinking about the program, the Self-Belief Bootcamp. And the first module just landed in my brain. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect fucking sense. So the first week we're really going to be diving into using journaling and EFT tapping and inner child work to reprogram your mindset for success. Now, because I'm going to be doing a lot of one-to-one work with the people on the bootcamp, that means that obviously the price point is slightly higher. It's actually a lot lower than I would normally charge for this kind of in-depth work. But again, it was the price that came through, so I just went with it, and I'm really happy that it must be the right one, because I just trust what comes through. It's not done me wrong yet. So if people get in touch with me and they ask me like, oh, how much does something cost? My initial response is to think, if that's the only factor in whether or not you sign up for something, or if you think that's the only factor in whether or not you sign up for something, then there's definitely bigger issues at play. And I know what it's like to feel like money is stagnant, or like when you're in scarcity or fear or lack around money. I get that. I totally fucking get that. It's been a big part of my story, as I shared with you the other day. But the difference is, at some point, you have to make a fucking decision to break that cycle. And sometimes breaking the cycle means doing something a little bit scary. And as I say, like I genuinely, like if I seem like I'm a bit like, but it's because I genuinely can't understand why people don't invest in something if they know that they're going to end up making more money from it anyway. Like to me, that just doesn't make sense. Like even little things like when I got my tattoo done the other week, I knew I was going to make money from having my tattoo. I just decided, I wrote it in my journal, I told my mentor, I told a couple of my friends, I was like, oh, I'm going to make money while I'm having my tattoo, so it's fine. And I did. I made more money in that 24 hours, like having it, and after that 24-hour cycle, I made more money that day than I had made like in about 3 weeks before combined. So I'm going to be teaching you about this in the Self-Belief Bootcamp, because for me, what this really means is you have to believe that what you feel inside is true. So if I feel I've got like a knowingness, like, oh, I'm going to, like, for example, I'm going to meet a friend this afternoon for coffee, and I just know that when I'm out with my friend for coffee, I'm going to get inquiries about the Self-Belief Bootcamp. I'm going to make money. Like, I just know that money's going to come in today. I'm not worried about that. Like, it's like a knowingness inside, right? And so when you start to learn to trust that, and instead of thinking, oh, okay, well, how am I going to make that happen? How am I going to bring that to life? What steps, what physical, practical action steps do I need to take in order to make this happen? Rather than doing that, I just trust the knowingness, and then I do whatever I would normally do anyway. So I write my blog or my Facebook post, I do my live stream, I go for my run, I eat the food I know is going to be good for my body. Like, I do the things that I know I need to do. One of the things that we're going to be doing on the Self-Belief Bootcamp is actually going to be that each day we're going to look at your daily non-negotiables. Now, this is something that I have kind of refined due to working with my mentor. And so I want to share with you my daily non-negotiables, how they've worked for me, and I want to help you implement them in your life. Now, there will be 2 or 3 that are the same because they're just kind of like what humans need, right? But there will be other things that maybe you want to add in that are more specific to you personally. So for me, we all know my non-negotiables are exercise and my brain is fucked because I was like half dehydrated from my run, but half just like really needed to live stream, like get the message out of you. Let's get some BCAAs in this body. So what was I saying? Yes, journaling, exercising, and messaging and selling. So I always write a post, share something, do a live stream, send out my newsletter, like whatever it is that I need to do that day. There is always some form of selling, writing, live streaming. I always do some kind of exercise, even if it's just going for a long walk. And I always journal. Again, it might be in the morning, it might be later on in the day, but generally I get up, I make my coffee, and I take my journal and I go and sit outside. And even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, sometimes it's like an hour, it can be anything, but it's the dedication, the commitment, and the showing up each day for yourself in that way that's really going to get you the results that you want. And I want to help you figure out what your daily non-negotiables are, and therefore I'm going to be holding you goddamn accountable to them. Now imagine if every single day for 6 weeks from where you are now, right? Imagine from the 1st of July for 6 weeks, every fucking day, exercising, journaling, showing up and messaging and selling in an authentic and truthful and just like full on I'm all me way. Imagine doing that for 6 weeks. So by the middle of August, imagine what your business and your life, your body, fitness, health, your sleep pattern, your relationship, imagine the transformation of your life. I'm not just going to be teaching you about figuring out how to run a business, because to me, like, that's kind of the bit that is like, it's not boring. It's not boring because I love doing what I do, but it's like the really exciting, fun, juicy bit comes in because you know what you need to be doing, right? It's like anything, like when people want to lose weight, it's like they know what they need to do. They need to eat less shit and exercise more and stay hydrated. Boom. Then why the fuck do so many people find it so goddamn hard to lose weight? Because it's the patterning in your brain, it's the lies that you're telling yourself, the belief patterns that are limiting you, the behaviors that you've had ever since you were a little kid because you got taught into them and scared into defending yourself, protecting yourself with certain behavior patterns and mechanisms. And maybe you don't even know you're defending yourself or protecting yourself in a way that is self-sabotage. So we're going to get right in there. You're going to have so much one-to-one support from me, and that is what's going to make this program even more epic. There was part of me that almost did this like one of my 10-day challenge type things and just kept it like a lower cost and just did like a self-belief bootcamp, let's do it. But I knew that the results that I desire and the results that I feel so excited to be calling in for and with people are bigger. They're much bigger than that. I don't want to do just another fucking 10-day little program. I mean, they're good and they have an impact on people's lives, but I just knew that when the self-belief bootcamp was delivered to me, I knew that it was something so much bigger, and I knew that it had to be more expansive and it had to be more commitment from you and from me energetically. We had to work together as a team to get you the results that you really want in your life. And I think, like, in my mind, it's a no fucking brainer. Like, if you want to create change in your life and you see this amazing program with a mentor that you want to work with and you love their energy and you're like, boom, yeah, I really want to do this. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. But I love growth. I love transformation. I love to, you know, even the ups, the downs, the crazy parts, like I love it all, even the parts that are uncomfortable, because I understand that they're just a necessity, like they're a necessity. They're just a step that you know, one rung on the ladder that you have to go through in order to get to the next level. I get that. And so I relish it, even if it fucking hurts. I get it. And that's why my work is so powerful, because when people start to melt a little bit, I don't just go, oh, well, stop, then that means there's something wrong. We should probably analyze this. I just help them get through it. I help them make it easier. I help them see a way around the pain or through the pain or whatever, but we don't fucking stop. Just because it hurts or it gets uncomfortable or something gets shown to you that you hadn't expected, like, you don't just fucking stop. If you know that your dream lies on the other side of that pain, you fucking put your armor on and you get the fuck through that to the other side. Because you know that once you're on the other side, you get everything that you wanted. And there's no test. I'm not saying that you have to suffer to get what you want. But growth sometimes is uncomfortable. We know this. And that's why so many people don't fucking grow. It's why so many people don't bother going to the gym consistently. Because when their body starts to change, people notice, people talk, their energy changes, the way they feel about themselves changes, their notion of their own identity starts to shift, and that creates friction in relationships sometimes. And the whole growth journey is so incredible that when you are able to just kind of be a watcher on the wall of your own thoughts and your own experience, when you can simultaneously live in the moment and have the ability to just take a step out and look at life from the side, or, you know, when you can do that, you really start to understand what growth is about, and you really start to understand what your notion of something being painful really means, and everything shifts. As soon as you understand what growth really feels like, you can almost like split off from it. It's almost like when I was having my tattoo done the other day, it fucking hurt and there was no way around it. You're having your arm stabbed with a tiny needle repetitively for 8 solid hours with very little breaks. It's gonna fucking hurt, right? But at one point I almost fell asleep. Like, I kind of split myself off because I knew that if I stopped, I'd end up with half a tattoo and that would look fucking shit. And then at some point, if I wanted it finished, I'd have to go back and go through the whole rigmarole again, right? So you either bite down and stay the course and just get through it and know that the outcome is totally worth it and that you are strong enough and that you are good enough and worthy enough of having the result that you desire. And it's only when you fully engage that level of self-belief and self-confidence and like, yeah, of course I'm worthy, of course I deserve to have this thing, then that's when things start to shift. That's when you start to enjoy the process. That's when you can, like, you know, like with the tattoo, when it got to the point where it was so painful at one point, I thought, I'm gonna have to stop. I can't go through this. I can't go on. It hurts too fucking much. And I just decided, no, just split yourself off from the sensation of the pain, and remember that pain is just a message from your body telling you that it's in danger, telling you to stop, telling you not to keep going because it's afraid. But actually, I know what's happening. I know it's safe. And the same is true on the growth journey. So sometimes things get uncomfortable. Sometimes relationships get uncomfortable. When you start to grow and shift and change, and you start to see yourself in a new way, and you start to question your identity and step into like a new next level version of your own identity. When that stuff starts happening, it can be really unnerving for the people around you. Like, I used to see it all the time when I'd work with weight loss clients. People would lose a certain amount of weight and then they'd get stuck and they'd start sabotaging with food. And I've done it myself. And we'd look back and the triggers would often be things like people saying to them, oh my God, you look amazing. Or, you know, people flirting with them or whatever. And they kind of like, oh, it felt good consciously, but also there was this subconscious patterning that was trying to protect them from the extra attention. And trust me, when we start stepping up in this self-belief bootcamp, people are going to fucking notice. People are going to start noticing you. So if you're not ready for that, then this is not the program for you. But if you are ready, if you're ready to be noticed, if you're ready for people to start messaging you out the blue because they want to work with you, or start getting random people asking you out on dates or complimenting you on how amazing you look, if you're ready for all of that stuff and that feels like a life that you want to live, then this is the program for you. And no, it's not the cheapest program you're ever going to fucking do, because, well, why would you want some cheap ass fucking program just because of the cost? Don't you want the results? Are you not committed to getting the results that you want? If that's not what you're looking for, if you're just looking for someone who you can pay a few quid to and then be like, oh, well, I tried, then this isn't the program for you either. But if you're ready to go all fucking in and invest in yourself and invest in your growth and in your business and in your motherfucking life, like this, I can't even express to you the amount of shifts that people have when we do this kind of work. They come to me and they think it's about business. They come to me and they think it's about growing their income or getting more clients or learning how to use fucking Facebook. Some people get in touch with me and they're like, how do I use Facebook? And I'm like, well, it's really fucking easy. You write shit, you hit publish, you go live, you talk about some stuff. That's it. That is my strategy online. And yet it gets me a lot of attention because I show up every day and I do something every single day and I speak the truth. I speak my truth, whether it resonates with people or not, I don't know. But the people who stick around, it obviously resonates with them. And, you know, I never thought I'd be in a position, Liz, where I was getting knickers sent to me in the post from people who love what I do. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the level of amazing shit that happens. People just send you gifts. You get to the point where you are in people's psyche enough that when they are out shopping, they see something and they think of you and they send you gifts. Like, what? I've received thank you cards from people in the past. I've received emails from people who have never even worked with me. Instagram, people message me all the time. And it's... I know when it's working because those things are happening. I know when I'm showing up in a way that I need to be showing up because I get those things happening. I get people messaging me out of the blue to work with me. I get people messaging me out of the blue to say something I said or did has had an impact on their lives, and as a result they've left their job. And I haven't even worked with them. They just say like, I've been following you for such a long time and I just wanted to tell you that I finally left my job today. And I'm like, awesome, like, nice to meet you and hooray. So imagine being able to have that much of an impact on people's lives. Like my little face, I can see it's like ding, all shiny. Imagine having that much of an impact on people's lives. And then of course you get the people who really want to work with you and are serious about knowing that they need your help or they desire your help to get to that next level and where they want to be. And so those people end up becoming your clients, right? But regardless of whether you end up getting those people paying you or whether you just get to show up, shine your crazy freak light in the world, and then have people feel like they are accepted, like they're known, like they're understood. Hey Natalia, hey Leah, hey Nathan, nice to see you guys. Say hey. But yeah, I think for me, I didn't really realize what an issue self-belief was for me until one of my friends said to me, like, well, what do you feel is the issue? I was going through some stuckness, and they were like, well, what do you feel is the problem here? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess in my whole life, like when I work with someone like a health coach, for example, and I'm working with them like on a one-to-one level, I know that they are the people that I choose to work with are as invested in me getting healthy and taking care of myself as I am, right? Because they're super passionate about it. And so in the moments when I feel like I can't believe in myself, they believe in me. When I've worked with mentors in the past, I've also gone for people who, when I can't believe in myself, they can believe in me, and they kind of almost like carry me through it. And then I've had other examples, like even with my Muay Thai training, when I used to train with a guy like 3 times a week, I really struggled because when he was no longer there, I suddenly like had this like deficit of self-belief, and I had to suddenly step up and start believing in myself. And so that was the struggle. It was not about anyone else or like a lack of anything or anyone failing on, you know, it was literally just I functioned better when I had someone who was like on my team kind of cheerleading for me. And as much as that's a really powerful thing to have, and I think we all should have access to those people in our lives, when I didn't have it, or when I don't feel like I have that, it's like a codependency issue, right? It's like I shouldn't need, and I don't want to need any other person to believe in me in order for me to be able to achieve my dreams. Because if that's the case, then I'm always going to be looking for outside validation and approval. And that is just going to leave me fucking in pain, feeling miserable, feeling like I have to prove something. Excuse me. Burpenstein. But yeah, so the idea of the self-belief bootcamp is that we want to get you to a position where you are vibrating and believing in yourself to the level that you need to in order to move forward and get what you want. So that doesn't mean that you'll never work with mentors, or you'll never work with guides, or, you know, you'll never need help or support from anybody. Of course you will. Like, that's what, like, we are tribal. We, you know, our evolution is we came from tribal situations. So we thrive in community. We need that tribe around us. It's just part of who we are. But in order to be truly successful and make really good decisions consistently and back ourselves and not need someone else to be there to go, oh yes, I think that's a good idea. Because it's great when people are there going, oh yes, I think that's a good idea. But then when people say, I'm not sure, that shouldn't sway you. It's great to have someone in your corner being your cheerleader, but if someone doesn't agree with your decision, but you know on a soul core level that that is the right thing for you, well, if you're saying no to those things because you're worried about someone else, what someone else might say, or because you need someone else's validation or permission, then you're going to be stuck chasing your fucking tail and just miserable. So my aim on this self-belief bootcamp is to help you fill that deficit of self-belief, but get you to a point where by the end of the 6 weeks, you're so used to acting from a place of just absolute faith in yourself and connection to the end goal, like the big vision, the dream that you want to create in your life, that it's just a no-brainer. 6 weeks, that's 42 days, I think. Yeah, maths is on point. Emotional intelligence, 100. Math skill, 5. But I want you to be in a position where you show up every single day for your business and for your life, for your relationships, for absolutely everything. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at, what do you want to be doing each day? What do you want your life to even look like? When was the last time you actually sat down and thought about, what do I want my day to look and feel like? Because I know that until I started doing this work, I was just kind of floating through and just trying to make ends meet and making it all about money. Like, as long as I've got enough money to pay this, that, and that, then I'm fine. But then the problem is, when you get the money, you don't need to worry about that anymore. And so you're just kind of like, well, now what do I worry about? And then you manifest other shit showing up in your life. So I'm also going to show you how to level out the shadow. So when we create a lot of light in our life, like, you know, through growth and success, we start calling in more money, more clients, your body starts getting leaner, you're going to have the best sex you ever had in your life. I've decided. It came through my journaling today, so that's what's going to happen for everyone on this program. But when you start to be actually doing the things that you know you need to be doing, you're going to start to feel so much more solid in yourself, like from your core. It's just you're gonna feel less fucking like outside of your own body. You're gonna feel more grounded and more like, yes, this is who I am. And grounded is the word, really, like solidly grounded in who you are. And so you'll be able to make fast decisions. And for me, that's one of the things that I think makes people super successful. When I'm at my most decisive, and I see it with others, when they are making decisions just like yes and jumping in whatever that decision is, even if it's something as small as like, what do you want for dinner? When was the last time when someone said to you, what do you want for dinner, you went, oh yes, I'd like this? Because I know the majority of you, if someone asks you what you want for dinner, you'll go, I don't know, what do you fancy? It's like, well, no, own it. Own what you want for fucking dinner. Like, start small if you have to, but start making decisions every fucking day, because those are the little things. Start small and then you can grow them. Your first decision, if any of this / all of this has resonate with you, should be to join the fucking self-belief bootcamp. It's going to be 6 weeks, 6 fucking weeks. You get training from me every single week, which is going to be around an hour long. You get to grill me. We're going to do meditations. We're going to do energy clearings. We're going to do mindset work. We're going to do all the shits. The first week, we're really going to set you up an amazing foundation with how to use journaling to create your reality, but also how to use it to create space in your brain and to ground you in who you are every day. Because if you're not allowing yourself that time in the morning each day to land in your own body and remind yourself who you are, then you are still going to be carrying all the shit that happened to you the day before. And, you know, I can't guarantee you that shit's going to stop happening because, well, you know, humans and life and things happen. But what I can guarantee you is that by the end of the sex weeks, there's a theme here, isn't there, people? Hello, Freud. By the end of the 6 weeks, you are going to be in a position where you actually know what you want and you know what you need to do to get it. And you're going to have the confidence and self-belief to continue moving forward, taking those steps. Because until you've actually experienced what it feels like to take scary daily action just because you know that you can, you should, and you need to for your growth and for yourself, for your soul, when you know what that really feels like to do it, it kind of stops being scary. It's scary in the same way. You still feel the fear and you still feel the resistance occasionally, but it stops being something that's so scary that you stall. And I think a lot of the people that come to me, well, I know a lot of the people that come to me have ended up in a position where they're just stagnant and they've just got to a point where they're like, I feel like I've tried everything. I feel like I'm doing everything I've been told to do. I'm following all the rules. And in fact, they're probably, if they were honest with themselves, 99.999/100% of them would tell you and tell me once we actually start doing this work together that like, oh, actually, I really wasn't showing up for myself in that area of my life. So I thought I was doing everything I needed to do, but I was kind of lying to myself about that area because I was a little bit scared that I might lose somebody or I might lose something or whatever. Be aware that when you start to up level in your business, some of your older clients who have maybe even been there from the beginning may no longer wish to pay you that much. They may no longer like the direction your business is going in. They may be a little bit afraid of the energy that you're bringing to the table or the work that you expect them to do in order to get the results that they want, right? All of that stuff can happen and you have to choose to be okay. You have to choose to know and be solid and stable enough in your self-belief and your confidence and so connected to your soul and to your purpose and to your big fucking vision that you know that those people may atrophy. Those people may fade away. They may come back. There's the thing that you didn't know. They may come back. They may not. But you have to know deep down that even if you lost all of them, you will still be okay. And the more you step into your truth and the more you start speaking your truth, you will attract the people who are ready to work with you at the level that you want to do the work at. Because I know now from 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I still wanted to be doing this level of work with people, but often people would just kind of get referred to me and it was like, I worked with all sorts. I worked with pain. I worked with self-confidence. I worked with relationship stuff. I mean, I did the full shebang really when I first started using EFT 4 or 5 years ago. But now I'm very specific about the fact that, and I price myself as such because I only want to work with people who are ready to do the level of work that I know I'm capable of doing, because I also want to feel, I get like a thrill, and I love helping people who are so ready to do the work and just need that extra bit of support, that extra push. They just need that help reframing, like I do, right? That's why I work with the mentor at the level that I work with, is because I know that she's going to challenge me in a way that helps me grow and continue to see myself in a new way. And that's what I desire for you. That's what I desire for our work together, is that I'm going to help you see the patterns that you can't see. I'm going to help you fucking smash through the ones that you know are there, but you've just been trying to break your whole fucking life. I can't really express, or maybe that's a limiting belief, because maybe I can, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is so powerful when you work with me one-to-one, because I'm fucking intuitive. Like, I can see what's going on for you before you even know it's happening. I can see that there's a problem before you even know it's a problem. And yeah, that can be confronting, but it's all done with love, and it's all done from a place of just having such deep respect for you that I want you to get the growth that you say that you want. Okay, so I want you to have that, but do you? Are you ready? Are you really, truly ready to step into the person that you know you were put on this fucking earth to be? Because if you are, then send me a private message right now. Let's get you signed up for the Self-Belief Bootcamp. We start on Sunday? 1st of July, whenever that is. So you've got like 5 days left, I think, to sign up as of today. Don't let this shit pass you by. Don't let this be another thing that you say, yeah, maybe next time, because I don't know if I'll run it again. I rarely rerun stuff because I'm always growing, shifting and evolving. So it's quite rare for me to rerun a program. If you like something, that you like the look of something I'm doing, fucking jump on board, dude, because you don't know if it's ever going to come back around. So if you like the look of this, if this sounds like exactly what you need to get your fucking ass in gear, get you earning the money you know you want to be earning, working with the people that you want to be working, putting the work out in the world that you know you really want to be creating. Stop fucking holding back because you're so afraid of what people will say, or that you might lose something or lose somebody. But think of all the shit you have to gain. Think of all the stuff that we are going to call into your fucking life doing this work. I am quite passionate about this program, as you can probably tell. And in that first week, we're going to set you up with the foundations. You get unlimited one-to-one access to me. You can have as many calls as you want, okay? We do 30-minute calls on this program because, trust me, any longer than that and your mind might explode. But you get unlimited access to me. You can send me voice messages and text messages all day, every day if you want to. You have that much support from me for 6 whole fucking weeks. I mean, if you know you want to create change, I think you already know that this is probably the program for you. Send me a private message right now. Let's have a chat. Mwah. Big love to you all. Have a fucking awesome day. Go and create some magic shit in the world. Love you, bye.